Today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the Rise of Queensdale. This is a new legacy game that I just started playing yesterday. So this is, unless I do a spoiler video later, this is a non-spoiler video. This is the only video that I can really talk about without talking about spoilers, because we just played one game, no spoilers in it. Everything that you know about this game, you know up front by reading the rules. And even though this isn't a review, I want to say that I absolutely loved it. And I was a little surprised. I've heard some things that maybe like the first few games of Queensdale aren't that great, but I thought it was fantastic. If this was the whole game, I would totally just enjoy playing this game. But it's even better because there's more great stuff to come, to unlock and discover, to add permanents. There's definitely permanents in this because it is a legacy game. And I have to say, if you enjoyed Charterstone, it has a remarkably similar theme to Queensdale, but the mechanisms are completely different, and I would recommend playing them both, especially if you enjoy Charterstone. There are a few things that I need to talk about in terms of the mechanisms. I think I can get it down to two, but there's really so much stuff that I love about this game already. And one little nod I want to give to it, it got a little publicity because it includes a plunger. This is an actual rubber plunger that in the game, whenever you build a building, instead of being stickers like they are in Charterstone, they're tiles. And so you use this plunger to pick up a certain type of tile from your area of the village. You remove it, and then you put down a new tile in that place. And I was wondering why they did this. Why didn't they just do stickers? And as for placing buildings, I don't exactly know, but I do know that there are a ton of other hexes on the board, and I think we'll be picking them up later in the campaign and revealing hidden stuff underneath that. And you can't really do that with stickers, but you can do it with tiles. So I think I understand why they did that, and I can't wait to see what's under these other tiles. There's nothing special under the normal building tiles. That's the plunger. Okay, so one of the challenges in legacy games is making the game feel different every time you play, while aside from just the legacy stuff. Like, yes, you can throw new stuff at players and have them do that new stuff, but it's good if you have just decent variability built into the game. And I think Queensdale did something really, really good with this. Two little things, or two big things, really. One is that one of the key things that you can do during the game is you have this little worker. I forget the name of the worker, but you have this worker, and he moves around your area of the board. I can't show it to you because it's on the table and there's stuff all over it. He moves around this area of the board, picking up little tiles that look like this. I can't even look at the back of this tile. It's a surprise. So it looks like this. And there are different herbs that he's picking up along the way. Depending on which action you take, he or she can move different distances. And the only herbs that he can pick up, which are randomly put in your area of the board at the beginning of the game, are determined by this little hut that you have in your area. At the beginning of the game, you look at all the herbs that are in your area, and you put this hut on a certain herb type, and that means that your guy can pick up that herb type as he moves around. And when he does, he flips it over, and he gets this little bonus. This is a nice bonus. This is a point. Basically, this building is really, really cool because it gives you a little bit of direction as to what you need to gather. You get this nice little surprise when you flip it over. These things are all different, so you don't really know what you're going to get. You just know that's going to be good. And during the game, there's a sense of engine building within each game because you are placing more of these little huts out there so that you can gather different types of herbs. That's one of the things that you can build in the game that's temporary. These go away at the end of the game. Also associated with this, even though you have your own little area of the village, where you put out, whether herbs are put out at the beginning of the game or where you can gather herbs, your area is separated by rivers from the other areas of the village, and there's only one way. There's a bridge that you can cross over from your area into their area. So I really like that there's this sense of ownership over your own area of the village, but you can send your worker across that bridge to start picking up tokens from other players that are nearby. So there's a little bit of interaction between those players, but it's really not punishing or it doesn't feel like take that, because usually, like I did this last game, I crossed over a bridge, I went into my opponent's area to gather some herbs, but that opponent had different huts built, so she wasn't even going to gather the herbs that I gathered. Okay, so that's one mechanism. Really, really cool, great variability. I am excited at the beginning of every game now to see what herbs come out of my section and what I gather when I discover these herbs. The other thing are the dice. This is the core action mechanism of the game. At the beginning of every round, all players roll 5 dice, which we stickered at the beginning of the game. These are all preset. There's 4 different resources on here, and then 2 A's for action. We all roll these dice, and then during the round, we place these dice. I'm either going to place them, so if I have like a resource here, I can place this resource on the brick area to gather a brick. Or there's a special area where I can take actions, so I'll use this A to take actions. So I like that this, again, is variability built into the game. It gives you a little sense of direction. There are ways that you can re-roll if you get something that if you get a roll that you really can't use. But also, this is really cool. There are a bunch of different action spots, and if you don't have an action die to use on those spots, you can instead select one of your resource dies and place it on an action spot, but you must pay the resource on here. So we did this all the time. Actions were very valuable, but it meant that at times we had too many resources of certain types, too many coins, brick, stone, and so instead of hoarding them or really not using them for any purpose, we would use the dice and spend the resources to take additional actions, effectively using the die as an action die. So I really like that little flexible twist there that lets you use your resource dice for actions if you really want to, if you're willing to pay it. I could go on, I could rave about this game for a while, but I'm in love with the mechanism so far. I really like it. I'm really enjoying it. And maybe I'll do a spoiler video later or Sunday sit down or something where I chat more in detail about it. Because I can't wait to see what we unlock. We're not playing for another 2 weeks, and I wish we could play tonight or tomorrow. That's Rise of Queensdale. Awesome game, really enjoying it, really cool mechanisms. If these mechanisms trigger any thoughts that you have about other games that have similar mechanisms, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Oh, and one other thing, actually I should mention, we haven't changed these dice yet, but during the course of the campaign, we're going to sticker these dice with new abilities. So our dice will change over the course of the campaign, kind of like Dice Forge, but legacy style. And my phone is totally ringing. Oh, it's a timer, so we'll turn it off. All right, this is terrible. Have a great day. See ya.